It's Madden NFL 23. Up next, we'll get a look at Patrick Mahomes as he's moved past 3,000 yards passing for the year and looking for more. It's the Chiefs and the Packers under the lights on Sunday night.
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Chiefs ball club, and they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, whatever promise they had to start this season fully evaporated now as they come in losers of 6 straight.
And sometimes when you're in the middle of a losing streak, being on the road is exactly what you want. You can only depend on each other. Let's see if they can use that as fuel in this ball game.
quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the Red Rifle. From TCU, it's Andy Dalton.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Dalton. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And Charles, you look at this defense, they were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they catch some plays together early or knock them off on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. Then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right.
On now is the Packers punter. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. Taken from just outside the 30. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
And simply put, for many, he's the gold standard for quarterbacks in today's NFL because of his ability to create, find the open man, use all the different arm angles that he has. He's a complete package, and boy, his team loves to play around him.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 37. The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Throwing now is Mahomes. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into covers because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd.
He'll fire it deep for Rager.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Here's Jackson. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packers offense here coming back out for their 2nd drive.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Again, it's Jones. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton.
Got a man, it's Tunyon.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Andy Dalton. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 48-yard line. Throwing, Dalton. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. To throw here, Dalton. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That play there was certainly a scouting report special because cover was all too aware that this close to the end zone, he's going to become a bigger weapon for that offense, and they were there to help force the incompletion.
On now is the Packers punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. So the Chiefs offense heads out. There's a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. Now, the current playoff picture, and you can see they are one of those 3 wild card teams, at least for the moment, but they have not clinched that spot, Charles. And look, their message has been clear. We're keeping our foot on the gas to the very end.
And how about the theater and the drama that's involved, partner? The best part, we've got a front row seat to it all. And I think this is obviously the ultimate goal when they added the 7th seed to the playoffs back in 2020. More drama, more teams in it late in the season, and more importance on games like this.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. On play action, it's Mahomes. And he whips that one incomplete there. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And that's going to be a Chiefs first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40. The Chiefs at 7-5 now of the year. And they've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak. And right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire. Taken down at the 42.
Not the kind of game that will go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of game that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire with that low set.
Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. He had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? That one into the hands of Watkins downfield. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll go again to Jones. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. Well, in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Here's Dalton. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And they will get to him at the 7 and stop him short of the first down marker. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
Boy, that one was well read defensively. And this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
4th down and no hesitation from Matt LaFleur as he sends out the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is indeed good. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Here's Edwards-Helaire as they will start on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
But from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
7 yards there at a first down. They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
2nd down, back to Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get about 3 out of that up to the 39-yard line.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Here's Jack Fox now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
First and 10 for Dalton. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Only able to gain a couple there, and that will bring up 2nd down. So Dalton now. Open man is Amari Rodgers complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Dalton. Over the middle, that's caught by Amari Rodgers. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Throwing again on 2nd down. Dalton, rush coming, and he's taken down. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack.
He only gave them an instant to react. It was a classic case of if you blink, you missed it. Off of the line and to the quarterback in just a couple of seconds. Running back only had a moment to react and attempt to throw a block.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Pass caught, it's Romeo Doubs. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 44-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
That's a play that'll likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. If points result, we'll call this play significant.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 44-yard line. Play action now, Dalton. This one swung out here to Jones. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And that's going to be incomplete.
So it looks like they stopped some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Cleveland Farrell able to record his 5th sack of the season.
A good scheme and an early win for this pass rush. They got back there before he could work through his entire progression and ended that play early.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. And the first play will be a field goal try. Kicking into a headwind here in the second quarter. And this one is right down the middle. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
From the 6. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And now here comes Kansas City. They are still in search of their first points in the ball game, but only down 6-0 as they begin with a first down. They'll start this drive out on the ground. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Mahomes now to throw. Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he will have a Chiefs first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. On 2nd and 11 now. Mahomes. And this one's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They go back to the ground with Edwards-Helaire. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From midfield, here's Mahomes. That'll be caught. Rager with it. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 40. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. Down to about the 37.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 32. So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. Able to find Gray here. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Well, that'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another first down to pick up of 5 yards.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
1st and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 48 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
I mean, there are strong running plays, and then there are plays where you simply outclass the defense, and we saw the latter there. They ran straight up the heart of that front for an excellent gain and first down. Simply put, you've got to put up more of a fight defending the middle. Otherwise, this is going to be a long game.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelsey, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from taking the lead. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and they take the lead here at 7-6. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told, and it culminates in a Travis Kelsey touchdown. After the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They've probably got some adjustments to make because they've moved the football okay at times, but they haven't been able to get anything consistently going, have they?
What you worry about is it almost turns into a basketball game where one team's coming down and hitting threes, and you're coming back and getting 2s, and you steadily lose ground. In this situation, you're talking about touchdowns to field goals. They want to put it in the end zone and put those 6s on the board.
Yeah, they've been settling. That's why they're down on the scoreboard right now.
But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now a draw play. This is Jones. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On now is the Packers punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Take it at the 37. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
The KC offense and Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting the ball back here.
He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the 2nd quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the run.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
From just shy of midfield, Mahomes to the right side, it's Kelsey. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
That last throw moves him past 27,989 yards for his career, so that means he moves ahead of the blonde bomber, Terry Bradshaw, on the all-time list.
And boy, he loved to throw it downfield, didn't he? That's why he was the blonde bomber. Remember, he'd throw it downfield to John Stallworth and Lynn Swan. It was gorgeous. Big throws, big plays. Terry Bradshaw.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Now Mahomes. Open man, it's Rager. He's got it. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
Edwards-Helaire. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
One more time with Edwards-Helaire.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
He's got exactly what you're looking for, the ability to not just diagnose a play and quickly, but to make a play as well. Nice job there tackling him for a loss.
And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? Mahomes going to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. This a 27-yard attempt here. Butker's kick here is good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And Dalton to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The offense on 3rd down tonight, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
A check down here to Jones.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Jones.
He'll get this to about the 38.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Third down, a shot here for Dalton. is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that, but that would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Taken in at the 22. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And that will come the offense as they take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Mahomes to throw. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he'll be taken down after a gain of about 8, as that will lead us to the 2-minute warning. That'll give them 8 that time, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
Here's Jackson to return. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now the Packers get set to go.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
Touchdown, Packers!
Christian Watson,
84 yards. And the Packers have retaken the lead. And Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
The extra point splits the uprights, and that gives them a 3-point lead. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown.
takes it at the 7. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field.
As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Rashawn Gary, the man to bring him down. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. And quickly finding Rager. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Mahomes going to leave it with Edwards-Helaire on the draw.
And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41.
Brought down that time by Quay Walker. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They're trying for Rager, but it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. Unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they've got a good chance of getting points out of this. They start in the red zone on 1st down. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Ball on the 8. It's 2nd and 4. So Dalton now. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mason. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. And the Chiefs showing a dime look as they defend this 3rd down. Despite only needing 1, Dalton to throw. Touchdown! Robert Tonyan as the first half is winding down. And the Packers will extend their lead here just before halftime. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, gotta give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
The extra point up and good, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was Robert Tonyan capping it all off on the touchdown grab. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we've come to halftime here with the visiting Packers out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin our tour up at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Lamar Jackson, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. From there, we'll make the trip down to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Carolina Panthers. Taylor Heineke, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. And lastly, on Monday Night Football, this will be one to tune in for, as they've got a good one lined up. between the San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals. And on now to a check on the next-gen stats in that first half for the Packers. And they've definitely been able to exploit some holes in that opposing secondary, as they threw for close to 200 yards in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit. The final adjustments taking place here for both of these squads. They're about ready for the second half in Kansas City. And for the call, we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right.
Side of midfield, they needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Packers, it's a rare bright spot as they move to 3-10 on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take on the Bears. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, they can ill afford to drop too many more as they fall to 7-6 on the year. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins.